Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new FUT18 player review. Today we're looking at the new in-form Kevin Gameiro. The Frenchman plays his football for Atletico Madrid in La Liga. So he's now been boosted up to an 85 overall with some pretty awesome stats, including 88 pace, 82 dribbling and 87 shooting. The 5'8" attacker has medium work rates. He's right-footed, of course, with what I would consider the very average 3-star skills and weak foot, but his regular item was a bit of a gem, so I've got kinda high hopes for this player. So I've put together a couple of different squad options for you today. The first one is a flat out 4-3-3, a mix between La Liga and the Bundesliga, where Gameiro plays, of course, up front. And then I've got a bit more of a mega squad here, which is the sort of team I was playing with, and it's a 4-3-2-1. We've got the likes of FUTWIZ Alessandrini linking to Gameiro, as well as the in-form Asensio from this week's Team of the Week as well. A really nice team. So moving on in to the in-game stats, I can definitely see a couple of areas which I'm impressed with, and then some which I'm a little bit skeptical of. You know, I'm looking at the stamina, I'm looking at the strength, and I'm a little bit worried there. But of course, even on basic chemistry style, the shooting and the pace stats do look pretty awesome. So I was fine with the pace that he's already got. So let's just try and boost him in the areas that I feel like he could need a little bit of a top up in, and that is for me dribbling and shooting. You know, we're never going to make him a super strong player, so there's no point trying to add anything to that strength really. We just need to know about it in game and then try and avoid any of those sort of confrontations with big strong defenders, and that's one of the main weaknesses about this guy, is that of course he does have no physical ability to, like, you know, out muscle centre backs and stuff, and then there's actually quite a few things that I noticed that I didn't really like about him, and the first one is that, well, the weak foot and skill moves. It's just super average. 3-star skill moves I can sort of cope with if a player's got a better weak foot. But then Gameiro also, I don't feel particularly confident shooting on that left foot of his because, well, he doesn't have great long shots, you know, so I don't feel super confident shooting from outside the box with him anyway, never mind on the weaker foot of his. So really I'm looking to get inside the box with this player, and then if I can, try and keep it on the strong foot, although he does have high enough shooting stats that the odd tap in and the odd low driven and stuff, if you are kept composed, would probably go in on that weaker foot. And finally, his stamina is the only other negative that I can really think of here. Just noticed that later on in the game you don't seem to get the same speedy response from this player as you might do for the first sort of 60-70 minutes of the game. So, those are the negatives. We can definitely talk about positives now, because he's a goal scorer, that's for sure, and he does have good pace. You know, we've not even boosted it today, and I felt pretty happy with his acceleration and his sprint speed. Particularly his acceleration, though. Seems to get off the mark nice and quick, does Gameiro, and part of that will be down to the fact that, of course, he's kind of small, so he's relatively agile, and, you know, he's got that lower centre of gravity. And what you also notice about this player is, though, even though he's got the medium work race, I always felt like he was kind of up there all the time, last shoulder of the defender, really up for it and ready to make that run. So I was definitely impressed there, and that's something which I also noticed about the regular version as well. But you know, he seems to be one of those strikers that's always game to get through on goal and past the defenders. His agility overall is solid. You know, he can turn very well, so it sort of somewhat makes up for the fact that he doesn't have the 4-star skill moves. The fact that he is agile, he does have very good dribbling stats, so he keeps the ball quite nice and close to his feet, and can weave in and out without doing, you know, the chops and spins, which are pretty useful. You have got like the likes of a roulette and of course ball rolls at your disposal as well, which can be pretty useful on the game. Other aspects of Gameiro's game which make him a pretty solid striker are the fact that he's good at the old 1-2 passing. You know, we got a nice passing stat of 80 on this item itself, so I felt confident. Little short passes, 1-2s between either my wingers or another striker, depending on what formation you play this guy in. I would always recommend you playing him as a right striker if it's a 2-striker formation, by the way, because of course you know all about the low driven shots. They've got to go across the goalkeeper, and you don't want to be risking unit having to be on the left foot from time to time. But yeah, the passing was good, helps to get him assists as well as create goals for the other striker. And then when you get down to it, his shooting is probably the best part about him. That right foot is pretty dangerous. You know, not from outside the box necessarily. I might have scored one quite nice goal. I might hit the woodwork from time to time. But really, this is an inside the box, fox in the box if you like. Someone that is going to be super composed in front of goal and that should be able to net it with a low driven, a little finesse shot here and there. That's the sort of thing that we're talking about. So I wasn't absolutely blown away with this item, and there are definitely some negatives about it that we've just talked about. But overall, it was pretty fun to use Gameiro, and of course, don't forget, he is a perfect link to Antoine Griezmann. That could be very useful for your ultimate team. So let me know, guys, is this the right player for your FUT squad? Leave a comment down below, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll catch you next time. Peace.